Oh man, and we took it too far.
Yeah, we can start this episode now.
How do we start it?
By this. Yeah, that was what is this, 91?
We can't start it like
That's
that.
a new intro.
That you figure it out. I don't care anymore. Oh fuck.
Wait,
I'm out here trying to.
I'm not in charge of.
Now fuck that. I'm out here trying to save the world. One mask at a time.
You know, when it goes over, they need new cologne, son.
Turn my room to a sweatshop. There's no labor laws in my house right now.
You turned your crib into a sweatshop before this.
Yeah, that's true.
You just
Shit is
repurposed
stressful.
a sweatshop for good.
He had me over there the other day, like making mad sweaters by hand, like I was knitting them. So
No one invited you over here, James. I just
So who the hell was the one that? So who told me to knit the sweaters?
you.
Oh.
Nigga woke up and just yelled out, knit the sweaters! Well, all right. Gotta do what the good Lord tells me.
Welcome back, guys.
Back to the Honorable Mention Podcast.
Man, fuck it.
Here.
This is episode 91.
91 it is. Yes, it is.
91.
Yes.
91.9.
I am the residential cracker kicker, the homeboy. And with me, I brought my friends. I got Lou. You have to say something still, stupid, just because the Zoom. There you go. Fucking idiot. James.
They heard the biceps.
No, they didn't. No, the biceps are quiet. Shut up.
Juice Wayne in the building.
So
Okay, we're going to figure what that means later. And we got Marcel.
Fuck the law, they can eat my dick, that's word to pimp.
You
Put
said
that on the shirt.
You said Barcel?
Sure.
I Barcel too. But fuck it.
That's not what I said. I said his real name. But since we're all coming up with, I don't know, codename Kids Next Door type shit, Barcel works too.
That's terrible.
Don't suppose.
Blame unpose.
James said it, not me. I don't know
That's how you know it was bad.
I don't know the order this is going to come out when the video comes out. So I'm going to just point this way. Whoever's this way, it was their fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to be on the other side.
The way it's looking is gonna come out the same order it came out last video.
I didn't watch the last video, so I don't know.
How dare
my
you not
problem.
watch the last video, Chris?
I dare a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I should be doing that I don't do.
I watched
and
the
then I
last
probably won't
video
start doing.
3 times.
Oh, that's where that was play counts came
See,
from.
told you that makes sense.
I didn't watch it once.
I didn't even listen back to the episode. I was there. I was tired. But anyway, how you guys doing, man?
We here, man.
That's
I'm doing better than I was.
That last week, right?
Yeah. You know how I was doing.
Yeah, I think.
Can I just jump straight into that? Just because
Absolutely. Go ahead.
you were literally the only person. Nah, not the only. You're one of like 3 people that I spoke to about that. And like honestly, I don't know if you knew this, but you really talked me off that ledge.
You're welcome, man. That's what I'm here for.
Like you
man,
came through with
like,
jokes, and they were very necessary in that moment.
I thought you were gonna say very nasty, and I was like, I don't know what I said, but
Usually
It could go either way. It could go either way.
You're
But,
welcome, sir.
Actually, before we dive straight into that, everyone's aware of what's happening in the world. Shit's fucked up right now. Cops on some bullshit. Always have been. But I guess to put a positive spin on it, niggas are really making a stand. And shit is actually being accomplished slowly but surely. But
It's crazy the things that are finally being like, you know what? Maybe them Negroes was right. Maybe we should take down these racist ass statues.
Yeah.
Like,
yo, I saw that Baltimore just like removed all of their Confederate statues overnight. And I'm just like, I don't know whether or not they did it in order to preserve them in case angry protesters and rioters came and destroyed them and they're just like hiding them and gonna put them back.
Where do you hide them?
The ball
warehouse.
You don't want to see
But like I would really hope they're intelligent enough to know like, yo, this is just done. Put it in a museum somewhere.
They're hiding them in like empty Toys R Us stores.
They are.
Yeah, right. Like no one's really looking for that shit there.
Even the U.S. Marines requested to
remove their flags.
Flags, removed.
That was like, yeah, but then I was like, you guys still do that? Like, I know people in the South did, but like as a what is it, like a government fighting branch. I don't know, like right? That's what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Branch
Like,
of the military, yeah.
branch of. There you go. That word. You would think that. Yeah. Like I wanted to use something like more descriptive, but military is as descriptive as you can get. The thing that they do is as descriptive as you can get.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
we
like
got
you
you.
like sometimes people only do the one thing. Like you could try and gas it, but like they just do that. Like a fry cook isn't just like a potato chef. Like nah, you a fry cook, dog.
That's a wild LinkedIn profile. Yeah, I'm a potato chef.
Artisanal potato preparer.
Like dog,
what?
you just make the fries.
Yeah,
They don't even let you attempt burgers. It's too complicated.
Don't even
You
look
gotta-
over here, son.
they make you do straight cut. You can't even freak it with like the crinkle cut.
My nigga's on wedges. Like, he cuts them into fours and throws them in. Like that's it.
Okay,
In fours? Those are giant wedges.
Yes.
Oh my god.
they call them steak fries.
Yo, real quick, steak fries, the lowest of the low when it comes to French fries. They're trash.
Bottom of the
Oh, just give me a potato.
Basically,
Nah,
a
dog.
baked potato.
Steak fry. Remember did we ever go to Red Robin?
Nah, we don't. I did.
Yeah, the season steak fries, those are good.
The steak fries are trash. The seasoning is great.
Okay.
But that's just because we
All
niggas,
right.
and we love seasoning.
You know what? All right. A steak fry ain't nothing but a thick ass juiced up French fry.
Yeah, that's why it's
Yeah.
whack.
It's the rock of all fries.
Regular fries.
The rock.
Hey,
Yeah,
make the
curly
rock out of
fries.
this. It's the Barry Bonds of all fries.
All right.
Okay.
The
All
Sammy
right.
Sosa fries.
That's
let's leave
now
him
we're
there.
off track.
He's white on the inside.
trash- that's
It's
a
white on the
trash fry.
inside.
Juicing.
That's a trash fry then.
That's a trash fry. No, the
I
Sammy
think-
Sosa fry.
Sammy Sosa definitely pink on the inside and on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Sammy Sosa is definitely like yuca fries.
Right. Yuca fries are good.
Yuca fries are fire.
I had some yuca fries this afternoon.
I might not let you disrespect Yuca fries like that though.
Nah.
But if it makes sense
It does, but
culturally,
You said
Damn.
culturally?
yeah. But yeah, like Marcel was saying, they took down. There was like a slave auction block. I forgot what state it was in, but they removed that, and I'm like, why is that still there? Like, why do you?
There's a lot of stuff that's still there.
People
That's
always say like, "Oh, it's part of American history," and like, yeah, that's why I said you can put it in a museum somewhere because it
Yeah.
is part of American history. However, having it as like a monument in a city or a state or anywhere glorifies that. Acknowledging it is putting it in a museum. We acknowledge that these things happen and it is part of our past, and we can talk about what these things were and what they really meant and what they mean today. But just being like, yo, I'm gonna just slap this in the middle of a park and while you're like walking around with your kids, like that's not okay. It's not cool.
America's the only place that advertises their losses. Like, yo, we built a statue with all these guys that lost. Like, what did
Son,
you?
that's the
What's
crazy
losses,
thing.
son?
Like people online, like because of the heightened tensions right now, a lot of people are just like, yo, Civil War II coming, and all the Boogaloo boys that are on the internet getting all their guns just ready for a race war, like, yo, we're gonna win this. Like, nigga, you lost the first one. And like,
boys.
yeah, that's
No affiliation.
it's like a whole thing on the internet on like 4chan and shit of people preparing for a second Civil War. It's like Civil War II Electric Boogaloo.
Get out of here. That's not going to
Hey.
happen.
It's mainly
First
just like
of all-
white supremacists.
First of all, they're afraid to walk our blocks to begin with. They don't come with war. Like,
Son, if they're afraid of us peacefully protesting, they're going to shit themselves when we're like, yo, we're coming to your door and we're fucking you up.
when a whole bunch of bloods will pull up to your block.
Yeah. your tone is going to be a little different.
Yeah.
We've seen this.
They don't want to see Black Youngster with the Draco. You don't want to see that.
Imagine NBA young boy just like
No, no, no.
strong arm.
Just imagine the stories we're gonna get from Soldier Boy out of this.
Oh, man.
Yo, I ran up 3 KKK niggas in full hoods, had AKs out. It was just me and a slingshot. And I was like,
Oh, Bart Simpson face.
yo, it was like David and Goliath, but they didn't know I was really Goliath. I was like,
I got my
Hey,
money
you know
on
it's
Soldier.
really good life.
I got my money on
What?
Soldier.
You definitely gotta have your money on Big Soldier.
When you
I
on
ducked
when you
behind
on,
my new Lamborghini.
It says soldier can't come to the burbs. This says soldier can't come to the burbs.
That's right.
If you on your porch just playing your banjo and out of nowhere you just hear Pop Smoke playing, maybe you should just go inside.
Yeah.
If you're on your
Billy
porch
Bob.
playing a banjo,
Maybe.
you definitely need to go inside.
Ding, 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 ding. Bitch, I'm a thug. Give me a lick. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Aaron.
God damn it.
Or you just bang the banjo over his head like Jeff Jarrett.
That was a full guitar.
like fuzzy lumpkins.
You remember when he grabbed Booker T's wife over the barricade and just hit her in the back of the head with the shit? That shit was wild.
Hey man, I heard
You gotta get fucked up for that. But it was a good scene.
Dude, I forgot whose head. I remember he broke the guitar with somebody's head, but it didn't break.
That's probably
I heard
Hogan's bitch ass.
Fuck that.
I heard Virgil is making the new uniforms for the Confederate Army.
You gotta keep it.
He's
Two
only
Virgils.
making 50.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, he's only making 50.
Yo, I find
The
that
uniform's just gonna say racist on it.
racist on my
Quotations.
I put racist on my racist. Oh man,
Tell
That's-
Virgin put
that-
races on my racist.
I saw somebody online. They said I'll keep turtles.
Yo, they've been killing him all week, and I love it.
Yo, that shit is hilarious.
it is.
I've donated more than him. Like, that's
Like,
crazy.
Yeah,
Yo,
no,
that
straight up, like way more than him. But like, fam, how you gonna donate 50? Like, who told him it was a good idea?
He was like,
But
well, that's
him-
all I did publicly, and I'm like, I don't believe you. But
Yeah.
meanwhile, I'm like, did the same thing to Seth Rogen. I was like, you know what? I kind of buy it from him. Like, he doesn't have a history of being a dick. Virgil has a history of being trash.
that's true.
Oh,
And-
okay.
And look at the demographic that buys all his stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, he doesn't make shit for us, and his whole creative team, none of them look like us. So I'm like, dog,
Nah, but who be wearing off white like crazy though?
us. That's every brand though.
Yeah.
All fashion brands are just
Of
like, yo,
course.
we don't support black people. Black people support us. I don't know
Wait.
why.
But you would think
Yeah.
you would think a black person in a position like that.
I would understand, like, that's probably
would think
why rappers were going so hard to support him, because he is black.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then you
of
turn
course.
around and look at it and you kind of just like, oh yeah, all right, well, fuck him.
And you saw his creative room,
Yeah,
yeah.
his creative team.
a lot of Joshes.
Yeah, I don't. It's crazy. It's like, what do you guys think makes them like go like that? It's not. It can't be just the checks, because like, all right, you hire your creative team, right? Like if he's the head, obviously you'll have, I don't know, what's higher than his position.
I don't think there's anything higher
Yeah.
than his position.
No, but like for Louis Vuitton.
Oh, he's like,
right?
I think he's like
Oh,
creative
okay.
director or something like
He's
that.
a creative director. Yeah, so yeah, there's
Yeah.
higher positions than him, which would be like all the
Yeah.
old white folks.
Like over there, he's just an employee.
Yeah,
but
like
as
the
far as
CEOs.
Off-White,
But
That's
for
him.
Off-White, that's just him. He's
Yeah, that's
the head.
his.
he had a castle there.
So if all your friends are rappers, ball players, musicians, all black and all that stuff, where did it go left? Where it's just like, yo, I'm gonna bring in all these white people.
It went left when he decided he wanted acceptance from white people. That's where it goes left for a lot of black creators. Like,
But
they
like-
want to be accepted by the white world.
Right,
We really don't need that.
right. You're right, but I'm saying like he's the head, so he wants acceptance from the lower
Nah,
people,
from
the people under him.
the rest of the fashion industry.
Yeah.
Because like the upper echelon people, like the elites of the fashion industry, are all white.
Got you.
But
Got you.
like
Okay,
when
I
it
see
really
what you're
comes down to it, I don't really give a fuck about none of them. I care about like what's fly.
I've never
Yeah.
been to a fashion show. I don't plan on going to any fashion shows
I'd probably go to one.
anytime soon.
If I get invited to one, I'll go to one.
Wait,
I'm
what
probably
about the
not going
homebody? The homebody fashion show still got to go on though.
That's
do.
probably not gonna happen.
Homebody fashion show just happened at a like local barbecue, not even Chris's.
Let's
Yeah,
let's
I'm
do
just
it.
showing up dressed in my stuff.
Let's put
I
one
don't.
together.
It's like, yo, we got tie-dye tea now.
Yo,
Oh, Chris
let
put
me tell you
Homebody in my
something.
body.
Yo, how many shirts were you wearing? Did you fuck up with the ink?
Nah, it was I did it today. I was wearing what was I wearing today when I did it? I was wearing a black t-shirt and gray shorts, and we did this t-shirt, this white t-shirt that I'm wearing, another white t-shirt, and a white hoodie, the one that I posted.
Wait, I don't think he asked what you were wearing.
Oh,
Nah, I was saying like how many shirts did you have on that got fucked up by the process? I just imagine Chris like spraying the ink on some shit and the ink just like splattering on him the first time and being like,
I just had the one black. I just had the one black shirt. Yeah,
I saw that story earlier and I was mad confused. And then like later on when I saw the finished product, I was like, oh,
Fire emojis.
Yeah. I keep forgetting because like all this week I've just been pumping out just like black resources.
Yeah.
So like now it got to the point where I kind of felt weird putting up like my personal life shit, and I was like, this doesn't help anything. No one wants to see this shit. So
Yeah, I do feel weird now.
Yep.
it does feel weird. It feels super weird,
Bro, I was promoting a single. That shit stopped.
Yeah, and I don't want that feeling of sharing useful resources go away. But right now, I'm still of none of the shit I am doing matters. Like, dog, I have 11 Homebody beer mugs sitting here that I cannot sell right now because it just doesn't feel right. Like, it just like I don't want to put it out there yet. I'll do it eventually. Whatever, the money's already spent. And it wasn't a lot of money to spend it, so I was like, cool, whatever. But now what I'm thinking about doing is just start. Maybe I can sell these to fund the other to fund like the other materials and like products I want to get that I can then sell and donate again. Because oh shit, for anyone that doesn't know, I bought a bunch of face masks, and me and my girlfriend, she has like a vinyl printer.
Shout out to Marcy.
Yeah,
Hey, Marcy.
And we made a bunch of Black Lives Matter face masks, and we sold them to our friends. Like I ordered 20 masks. Within 2 hours, all 20 were gone. So I didn't even bother putting it up on social media. And we raised like $300. Yeah, that's why I didn't put it up. We raised $300, and I donated it to the Nourish NYC Fund, which is a fund that I found through another friend. And basically, they make like supply kits. They provide like food, shelter, healing, aids to like the people in New York City that are protesting. And then I think if they have any like overflow, they'll also forward some of those funds to like mutual aid, like bailout funds and whatnot. So it was really cool. Yeah, they're the person that runs it is killing it right now. Shout out to them. And it was like one of those things where it's like I didn't go out to any of the protests or anything like that. I was like, dog, I'm already half blind. People are getting shot in the face with rubber bullets and tear gas. I can't afford to lose my eyesight. This COVID thing, I'm like, yo, is it a myth? Is it not a myth? And I was like, I gotta go. Right now. I was like, I have a grandmother that I have to see, and I still can't afford to give it to her. So I was like,
facts.
all right, let me chill out on these protests. But I still wanted to contribute. So, and like sharing and spreading information, 1,000% helps. But I just wanted to do more. So that was our way of doing.
I've seen a lot of people like talk about how like protesting is like the only answer, and that's honestly not the case. There's so many other things you can donate. Yeah. You can share information. Like just sharing information is enough, because then that information gets to the people doing the other things. Like it's not like you have to do one thing and one thing only.
Yeah, word.
So like, no, go ahead. My fault.
No, I was gonna say that there are like that's like the new, like not new fight, but like the new conversation that's been coming up too, like the people that haven't posted anything like at all. and
Real quiet.
it was
unsettling.
very unsettling. It was very unnerving. It made me like kind of mad because it's like, yo, I really fucked with you, and it's like you're not. I'm looking at you go day to day, like just about your life. You're sending me stupid shit. You're sharing stupid shit with
Are
me.
we talking about like black people specifically, or like
Nah, I think all
non-black
around.
people? Okay.
All around.
All around. I've seen it from a bunch of different people.
Because my stance on that is just like, if you're not black and you haven't said anything, I just assume you're on the other side of this discussion. And that's just,
don't care at
that's
all.
how we rolling.
Yeah.
And if you don't care at all, you're on the other side.
Yeah.
But for black people, it's no one's obligated to say anything. Like, you don't have to. I don't disagree with you guys at all, but I also kind of like feel like you don't need to be on social media posting nonstop. Like, I know like the first week I didn't say anything like personally. I retweeted shit.
Right.
But that like,
yeah, there's been people who, like I said, black too, black, Afro-Latino, Afro-Latina, white, Middle Eastern, like a bunch of different people that have personally like reached out to me in the midst of me sharing resources, in the midst of me sharing like how this stuff is like messing with my head. Nothing, just like completely unrelated stuff, and it tweaked my nerves even more. Where it's just like, yo, I should deck you, like I should deck you right now. And I still might, like, if I see them. That's why I started putting up. That's why I started putting up messages. So I was like, "Yo, if you're not saying anything at all, just stay away from me, just forever."
When I saw
how many people did
if you just stay away,
stop?
When I saw Chris's like posts and stuff, I was like, "Damn, somebody's getting on his last nerve, and they about to get hit through the phone."
It's crazy because I'm seeing dudes like hiking and all that stuff and sharing stupid memes with me that are completely unreal. I'm like, right now you want to do that without even like, yo, bro, how you doing? And I'm not even that type. You don't even have to. I'm never the person where it's just like I need anybody to like check up on me and stuff like that. Like, I don't care necessarily. Like, I've been like raised to kind of like self-soothe. But like, if you know what's going on, because I know everybody knows what's going on, like, you don't even want to like test the waters, or just like, even like as a friend or not, just think you just completely disregard it. And I'm looking at you go about your life, and I'm looking at you sending me some stupid nonsense in the midst of that. And I know you're watching my stories. It's just stupid. They're just dumb. It doesn't make sense to me. And like, if you're black and you're not at least hitting a button to share a useful resource and stuff like that, I can't call you anything but a disappointment to me. Like, just to me, like, you're just a disappointment. Like, I don't want any harm to come to you. I don't want nobody. I'm not disowning you. It's just sad to see that, like, yo, bro, you're just gonna ignore this whole thing and pretend like nothing is happening at all. Like, now's not the time. Yeah. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I want to know what goes on in their heads, where it's just like, yo, it's social media. Because it's like I said, like, I hang out with a lot of dudes that are older than me, that are older, that have been outside longer than social media. And when social media became a thing, they got on social media. Like, you're active on social media. You know how it works. I'm not talking about somebody that's like, that just got out of jail and is like technologically illiterate. Like, these people know how to work it. And it's like, you're just not gonna do it. Like, you know better.
Yeah. Like, I don't know too many people that have been silent on social media about this, other than like one or two people. But like,
we all know, I'll say it for a fact, we all know one person.
Yeah.
We all know one person.
Yeah, we do.
All mutual. Actually, two. All of us.
I'm sitting here like, I can't think of who, but two
grown ass men.
The people I'm thinking of, like, I want to ask, but I don't want Lou to have to edit.
Doing a lot of editing this episode.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
But yeah, like the one or two people that I know I've spoken to outside of this, and like the reason why they haven't posted is just they don't post regularly anyway. So they're not really thinking about popping up out of nowhere to post about it. Like it's just not part of their regular shit. But the people I know that do post every single fucking day, I'm like, I've gone to certain people that I follow, like influencers and celebrities or whatever, and I'm just like, yo, let me check what type of time you on right now.
I don't.
Crickets over there.
That's the thing.
Yeah, and they get that big unfollow. Niggas in the comment section saying wild shit on anything. I've been getting the big block. Never blocked anyone before in my life. I've been handing them shits out like Oprah.
Yeah. You get a block. You get a block.
You get an uppercut.
I get that part. I have one of those apps that lets you know who follows you, who unfollows you. One of the stuff. Okay. I got blocked only so far out of all the stuff that I've been posting, because I've been posting a ton of shit. Only one person blocked me, and I didn't know who they were to begin with. So I'm like, okay, all right.
There was someone that randomly started following you out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm like, you didn't have to block me. You could have just unfollowed, but
you didn't have to follow me in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. like I'm like, and it's also funny too, because it's like, we're out of all the things that I post and the people I know and the things that I say on social media, why would any of you think I would take any other stance than the one that I did? Like, what? Like, why would you? Why is this a surprise to you? You know,
if you didn't take any of these stances or the stance, would you be a fraud?
If I wait, what?
If you didn't, like, would they? Would like people expect you not to take these stances? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like, you'd be a fraud,
right? I don't.
It just be weird.
Like, if you just like stay quiet and just say, all right, whatever.
Making t-shirts.
Like, keep making t-shirts. Act like nothing is going on. There's nothing wrong. There's, nothing's been going on. It's
or it's like, did you expect me to take the whole other side? Or it's like, come on, guys, let's give the cops a chance. Like,
I'd look nuts after making "Don't Come Home Dead," just like not caring about it. Like, yo, a big part of our album is about getting killed by cops.
Yeah,
like, see, like, it's weird. Like, context clues, people. But there's just a lot of clueless people out there, mostly celebrities. And there have been so many tone deaf celebrities. I've heard from, again, people with celebrity status, like they're podcasters that I love to death, that say a lot. They were like, yo, don't put faith in these celebrities. You're just gonna do nothing but disappoint yourself.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
from
ultimately,
they even say it's like,
they're people.
Right.
Yeah.
People are stupid as shit.
Right. And it's like it's a crazy thing, because it's like, yo, you have this one celebrity, all right, that makes music. You know what kind of music they make. You love that kind of music. You buy all of it. You know all the words and blah, blah, blah. You kind of don't know anything else about them other than, hey, you make a bunch of this music that I like, and why would I take any like political stance or like rhetoric from you? Like, why? What do you? It's just the thing. Lil Wayne disappointing me this week. Not even. He's disappointing me.
I started dying after Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, Trina, B Simone.
What did Trina do?
Yeah, I missed the Trina thing.
Let's see.
Sounds like Trina doing something to James.
Trina hurt.
No, she just.
What Trina do?
Let me see.
There's a centipede walking across the floor. I don't have the comments, but
you're basically nasty.
Yeah, we got. I mean, it's next to the boiler room. Like, and the cat's just looking at it. Go get it.
You got cats, centipedes. There's a whole lot of nasty things down there.
A big jungle right there.
It's basically Foodtopia down here.
It's Foodtopia in the basement.
Let's go.
Gang, gang. So basically,
talking about
the protest,
talking about how the protesters are animals and like I can't.
She was on the morning show in Miami with Trick Daddy.
And another nigga with stupid views on shit. There hasn't been a time where Trick Daddy's opened his mouth and said something intelligent in the past 5 years.
But he love the kids.
Yo, probably longer than that. I just wasn't paying attention.
Nah, I was about to say, his episode of MTV Cribs is one of the best ones.
Nothing tops the Yin Yang Twins or Redman.
Redman, yeah.
Redman was the best one. Shout out to Redman.
Joey Fatone's is underrated just because his car collection is stupid. Like, it was just tight.
Facts. But no, basically she was on the morning show, and in regards to speaking about the protests and whatnot, she said that they should move the protests back to 6 p.m. to get all these animals off the streets because they're savages and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, and she said it with her chest. She was like, and that's how I really feel. Like, you could tell, like, in her voice, she was upset, frustrated. And apparently, like, she had, I think this was like Tuesday, her friend's shop or whatever got messed up or like looted. And I guess she came in with that on her mind and stuff like that. But like, just the terminology and the words and the way you said it, it comes off very rough and it comes off very harsh, especially to the wrong people. Like, again, like
you calling your own people animals.
Yeah, you're caring more about replaceable things than the feelings and the lives.
When you don't even know who did the looting. Like, it could have been white people that did the looting. You don't know that.
It was probably white people.
It was most likely.
Exactly. I seen them running out of the van store.
She got insurance, bro.
Like, yeah, like
you gonna be okay.
It's that what's her name? Shakana from ATL crying over Gucci and whatever. It was just like a lot of nut shit.
I know Gucci. Don't tell me somebody cried over a Gucci store getting looted.
No. Like, you know who Shakana is?
Hell no. Thank God.
No, she's
I'm gonna get up on a Shakana for.
She's I think like Tiny's friend.
All right, that's not for me.
You're not giving us reasons to give a shit.
Nah, but like I'm asking. I'm like seeing if it's gonna click.
We don't give a shit about Tiny. We damn sure don't give a shit about Tiny's friend.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
Oh, Tiny's friend. My bad.
Nah, I'm not saying. Oh, you should. I'm just like, for context.
Okay.
But yeah, she was on like the day after like it came out, Gucci got looted. She was like on Instagram Live and she was literally crying and she was like, Gucci ain't never did nothing to y'all.
Excuse me. You haven't been paying attention.
Yeah. So
you haven't seen some of their campaigns.
That's what I literally sent her the screenshot. Like, it was tweeting and I retweeted and I was like, you mean this Gucci? Like, you mean
your blackface Gucci?
Yeah. But then like, yeah, but then Tory Lanez did a live with her and like set her straight.
That's right, Tory.
I mean that.
That's right, Tory.
Quarantine Radio, Gucci edition.
Yeah, like you sticking up for a company that don't even make products for like plus size women or black people.
They don't want us to wear it
either. So it's like, why are you going so hard over that for? It's just a weird thing. It seems to be like when people get like this money thing is poison. Like, it seems once you hit a certain amount of money, you just start purging and forgetting a lot of ideals and a lot of struggles that you may have come from. There's not many celebrities that we have out there that like keep that at the front of their mind. Like Killer Mike, I love that, man. Yeah, I love Killer Mike
for president.
Huge shout out to Killer Mike.
I don't want that.
He don't want to be president. He was like, hell nah.
He want to rap everywhere.
Yeah, he want to rap. He want to fish, and he want to smoke his weed. And
he want to run his barbershop and have
he can still do that as president. He can still run his barbershop and fish.
You got to give up all your businesses, yo.
Yeah, you can't do that. But apparently, you can get away with a lot of things as president.
He can make a rule.
Apparently.
Only if you white.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, after this, who knows?
I mean, if you black, they spend your whole presidency looking for your birth certificate for whatever reason.
I don't even know where my birth certificate is.
Kenya.
Like, that's you know how like ridiculous of a statement that is. You know, that's how you know Donald Trump don't know nothing about no type of politics. So you saying that every single person every single checks and balances that you got to go through. Didn't ask for a birth certificate, didn't do a background check, didn't do this, didn't do that. Like, you dickhead. Like what is
So they just bypassed that part.
You think he just walked up to like
The presidency and
walked right into the Oval Office and was like, this is mine.
I tell you one thing they ain't check his taxes.
Fucking dunce.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Fucking bitch.
Stupid. Look, that's how you know Lewis is in a Latin household. He's still got plastic on the couch. What is that?
Oh, we wait until he comes back, right?
I guess.
Oh, if that's the case, I'm gonna go get ice.
Okay.
Oh, damn, it's just me and James. All right, James, it's our podcast now.
All right, so now, welcome to the Chris and James podcast, C&J Radio. This is what we doing. We Millie rock on any block.
Yeah. Oh, damn, this shit's starting to freeze. All right, no, we good. Oh, it says your internet connection is unstable. Oh, no, it's back. Okay.
You better stabilize it.
Yeah, I'm about to shock it.
Huh.
Yeah. Yo, you see that Power Ranger page? That dude took down that post with the quickness.
He wasn't trying to get canceled.
Oh my. Yo, like I don't know why
it didn't go viral.
Yeah, like it was that. I got my screenshots still. I don't know why he kept that joint up. Like for what was the reason? Out of all the Power Rangers, the Red Ranger,
Cardi Fu over here
with the 11. Yeah, just one of my favorite things ever.
I had to go kick the baby off her online game. She thought she was slick.
Oh,
it was going haywire on me.
She's like, oh, daddy's doing that podcast thing.
Yeah, let me go run this multiplayer game online, taking up all the bandwidth. I was like, hey, yo.
The journey's bandwidth at that.
Oh, so you had the unstable internet connection?
Yeah, that's why I had to go fucking kick her off.
I thought it was
like,
Chris.
I thought it was Chris
kept
too.
turning into a
Chris
robot
was
every
Chris.
time he talked.
I don't know about Chris, but mine's good now.
We'll show you
I got
bandwidth.
bars. It's just I'm in the
Bars.
basement. Like Big Tigger.
5G, so I'm straight.
But if we're gonna talk about the bad, right? I also want to kind of talk about the good, and this is kind of like conflicting a little bit with two people in particular, Kanye West and Michael
Oh,
Jordan.
I thought you were gonna say T.I.
Right?
This is Wakanda.
Oh no, what he do?
This is safe.
No,
I still don't
we spoke
see.
about that last week.
Yeah,
I still gotta bring it up again. It's amazing.
It was epic.
But both this week, Kanye West was seen. Well, first he donated $2 million, to the families of Breonna Taylor, George
Combined
Floyd.
$2 million.
Yeah, combined $2 million, and he also set up. Oh, and the jogger, fuck his name,
Ahmaud Arbery.
Ahmaud Arbery. Yeah, I was about to say it
Which is
backwards.
such a good name. Every time I hear it, I just think about like that's a good ass name.
Yeah, double A.
You also set up the college fund for Floyd's daughter.
Floyd's 6-year-old daughter, right?
Paid for the funeral services.
And then, yeah, right. But then he was also seen in Chicago, like in the midst of the protests, and I was like, okay, 2 back-to-back, great gestures with his people, and it was really confusing because it's like, yes, this is what we would like to see from Kanye, also from like any celebrity that has like a giant black audience, etc. But the tonal shifts, right, from hanging out with Trump, the MAGA hat, slavery was a choice, like just the list of MAGA related things. Even the gospel service was said that the only reason he was doing it, and I don't know if this is true or not, was for like tax breaks, right?
Wow.
Because this is off the heels of him saying that he's in debt and whatnot.
The thing is, like, you gotta. There's 2 sides, well, 3 sides to everything. So, like, I don't know. You got to take everything with a grain of salt. So, like, people saying it's 4 tax breaks. probably wasn't for tax breaks, but tax breaks probably did make him think,
We're
like,
involved.
well, I can definitely do this because yada yada. Tax breaks are going to help me. You know what I mean? It's like none of that is taken
Right.
out of the like planning process for sure. But I would like to think that's not the only reason why he did it.
I mean, but even that, like, just even if you just compare the comments that he said before that hurt black people compared to the actions that he's done now, does it erase it for me? No. Do I care or think like, yo, if this is another toying with the people kind of thing, I don't care because the money still is there. That's a very real thing, and it went to the right places.
Yeah, it's appreciated.
But you know what? It was like one of those things where it might be a bad analogy, but it's like, all right, you know, like when you have a shitty boyfriend that like verbally abuses you, because I don't even want to create the scenario of the other kind.
Yeah.
Like verbally abuses you and then comes back like the next day with like flowers and chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, is it it like that kind of situation that he's doing it where he's like hurting the community, but then coming back around and helping the community because, I don't know, is this part of his plan? Because for someone like Kanye, is $2 million just a drop in the bucket for him? Because he was just announced that he's a billionaire now. Like, I have so many things just by seeing this, and my mind shouldn't even be on this right now. But I don't know if
you have billions and you drop 2 million, that's a sizable chunk.
It's not. If you have $1 billion,
if you have $1 billion and you drop 100,000, that's nothing.
2 million?
Nah, 2 million is nothing. Also, if you
to a billion,
it's like when you have $1,000 and
$999 million. Now I have $997 million.
Right, but how much of your money do you have to throw out there in order for it to be okay for everyone else?
Well, I've never been the type to like go into people's pockets and say how much they should donate. I appreciate the gestures, but it is still like a drop in the bucket. But the gesture is appreciated.
Right.
But you're saying, Chris, is there ulterior motives behind it? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
That we don't know yet.
Now I've been groomed to believe because, like, believe it or not, like Kanye West is a huge figure. The things he does and the things he says hits multiple levels. And so like now it's to the point where I'm like, yo, dog, like right now I can't afford for you to like keep messing with our minds and stuff like that. So I hope that this gesture is in good faith and you just either be quiet or keep doing what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's that one was like really conflicting of me just to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, whatever. Yeah. And then the other person was Michael Jordan. Get out of here. I'm trying to do a podcast. Piece of shit.
Dude, the cat ain't bothering nobody. So.
Right? She jumped up and scratched my finger. She just does that shit.
Well, we didn't see that.
I mean, we can't see nothing in there.
Yeah, you're right.
I fucking hate that cat.
What Jordan do? I haven't done much research on Jordan.
Yeah, I didn't see.
He donate over the next 10 years. The Jordan brand is donating, I believe, $100 million to racial injustice and like different programs, different things that'll overall help the community.
Okay,
and that's amazing too. Like, no doubt about that. That is a huge gesture and in the right direction.
Yep.
But then it's like, yo, out of all the things that have happened now, like,
because now is
like
no tolerance.
I don't think we can do that. I don't think we can be like, yo, how come you weren't doing this? We just need to appreciate the fact that something is being done now.
Right.
Like, we can't do anything about how people acted in the past, and they can't do anything about that either. Like, they could be at a point now where they're just like, man, I wish I would have. But none of that shit matters. It's really just about what you do today.
Right,
I mean,
but also when I hear
right now, it's like a big moment. So like even with the Kanye thing, like it's appreciated. It doesn't really erase what you did in the past to me, but
Right.
every little bit right now is appreciated.
I guess it's like what place, like, yeah, you're doing it, but what place are you coming from? Are you coming from a standpoint where you really do care, or you're coming from a standpoint where you're doing it because if you don't do it, it's gonna make you look bad? And you're like, yo, like, I don't even want none of that type of like.
It's like, for me, it's like what Chris said. What Chris said is like, it doesn't matter to me. The money's there.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Like for me,
Jordan could have just put out a statement, but he put money out.
For me, it's just like I will never know where you're coming from or why you're doing what you're doing. I know that I appreciate the fact that you are doing something right now.
Yeah,
right,
and that's really all I can do.
You come because with Jordan, you were just coming off the doc. Where, well, all right, you could say you can make plenty of personal growth, right? From the 90s to now. That's damn near 30 years. So it's like, you didn't want to say anything back then when, I think it was like, what, North Carolina or South Carolina? When he didn't want to like publicly like back that, I don't know, senator, governor, mayor, whatever the fuck they said in like one of the doc episodes.
I think it was North Carolina.
I think it was North Carolina too. Cool. You didn't want to say nothing back then. Fine. Don't care. Probably wouldn't have said anything either. Then you see how many people are murdered over your sneakers. You don't want to say anything then. That hits a little sore spot for me. But okay, cool. But wait. Then it comes out to say that you have personal investments in private prisons and stuff like that. Now I have a problem.
What I was gonna say. Good job, like, Chris.
See, that's why I was conflicted, and it's a weird, like, do I know if that's true?
And did he ever come out and discredit that? I don't think he ever did. He doesn't come out and say anything about anything. He just gave this money.
Let's always keep in mind Michael Jordan's a piece of shit. Continue.
Sure.
We've known this for a very long time, so like we shouldn't be surprised.
Right. So now it's like, again, the money, grand gesture, love it, and it's gonna do so much good in the long run, but am I being toyed with right now? Like, is this
probably yes? However,
most likely
appreciate that the money's there.
Yeah, like you got enough. Like he probably has enough money. Like that's what I'm saying. Okay, maybe it's like Kanye and Jordan. Y'all got enough money to play both sides. Is that what's happening right now? Are you playing both sides right now?
How are they playing both sides though?
And you can invest money into both sides with public interest. If I'm a billionaire, right, and I toss a couple $100 million over here, couple $100 million over there, and I'm still afforded, because I still know I'm gonna make more money. It's not like
that's without a doubt.
I start at $1 billion and I'll never like recover. I have enough money to pay money to look good in the public eye. And all right, yeah, help. But then, I also have enough money where I can satisfy all my rich friends, because at the end of the day, I've also been richer longer than I've been broke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like I was going back and saying with the other celebrities and whatnot. Like, it after a while, it seems like they detach themselves, like, mentally from people on our, like, level. Even though you rap about it, speak about it, and all your speeches and all that stuff, it's like, but when was the last time you was living like us? And that changes. That's going to change your mindset, especially if you've been rich for decades. So
you can't really fault people for that, because
I can't fault you for being rich and stuff like that. But then there's also a bunch of people that, don't forget about the community and stuff like that, and the things that they say, the examples that they set. So it's like, I can't blame you for that, but I'm not going to blame you for being successful and being good at what you do. It's like, there's a difference.
Yeah. I mean, I also believe in the fact that we shouldn't even be relying on celebrities and rich people that much anyway. I feel like the solution to our problem is going to just come from our community supporting each other. So it's like, instead of just relying on somebody giving us $100 million, like, buy from black businesses, invest in black businesses, start black businesses. That's what's really going to help us in the long run.
That's why like it's important that because we'll never know everybody's true motivation behind what they've been giving, what they've been doing, because maybe everybody could be trying to save their brands for when all of this is over.
A lot of this shit is people just making sure that they
that's the thing. They want to protect it. So when everything is normal, people are gonna look at certain brands like, oh, I'm not messing with them. Mm-hmm. They didn't say anything. Oh, but he did something. He did a lot. He said this. He said that. So I feel like honestly, after all this is kind of like subsides or whatever, like we're gonna look at. I mean, people who really idolize celebrities, like you really got to look at them like, are you going to support them the same after everything like kind of dies down?
A thing I've been doing is like anytime a company or organization or person puts out any statement, like I just look at the wording, because some of them you could tell are just like generic statements created by a PR company, and they don't feel like they mean anything. Yeah. And then you have other ones like the Ben and Jerry statement where I'm like, oh, this is my go-to ice cream company.
They trying to smash white supremacy or all that. Like
they angry over there.
They have certain things. They got. They was over there just
wait. They got arrested.
They got a black PR person.
And then like the news camera came up. There was like, Ben, Jerry, what do you have to say about this? There was like, yo, fuck 12.
Like, yo, fuck these
fuck 12. Free Palestine.
Spit in the camera like Tupac.
Yo, it's wild. I was thinking about the same exact thing. Oh man.
Yo, Ben and Jerry, wow, man, those are my niggas.
Fuck 12. They said, fuck 12, FGS9. I was like, yo.
Reading that statement, I was just like, yeah, all right, cool. Like, this seems like it came from someone that, or some people that actually care. Yeah. And then you, like, on the opposite side of that, it's, I went on Call of Duty because I'm like, yo, I need to blow off some steam. The world got me hot right now. And they just have a screen.
That's what I want you to do.
Screen.
I want you to stay there.
Yeah, as we know, I can get very angry, and that goes to places. But like over there, they're just like, yo, we have this screen that says Black Lives Matter, and it has like a statement for the community. And I'm like, this is a cool, nice little PR statement, but y'all weren't doing anything where being called a nigger was synonymous with your community.
Every 5 minutes.
Yeah. So it's like, exactly. I can completely understand, like, you're doing this so we can continue
exactly
money, and like, I mean, I just try to be aware of the fact that there's definitely a difference.
Yeah, and like there's people trying to protect their brands, make sure that like there's no drop off once the pandemic is over, and once like tensions have died down. They want to make sure like a lot of people remember me doing something when all like this happened. Not because I care, but because I need their money afterwards, because at the end of the day, they do buy my stuff a lot.
The funny thing is, I won't remember that as much as I'll remember people saying stupid shit.
That's true.
Like, I'm not going to forget Wiz Khalifa saying, like, we need to focus on our community. He said that, and I stopped being a fan of his, and I've been a fan of his since I was 14. Like, I'm good on you, bro. Like, we've had a good run. I'll holla. Like, I'm straight.
I don't think, like, I don't blame you for that, but I don't think that was as damaging as a lot of the other shit that I've heard.
It's not, because I've heard worse. Yeah. But that's still on my hard cutoff.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, anytime you see police brutality and the first thing out of your mouth is, well, we need to focus on us instead of focusing on these white people killing us, or these people in power killing us, or any sort of oppression.
That's what he said. That's what he said. Yeah. I thought it was just like, yo, let's all love each other.
He said some shit like that, but then he also said like, yo, we got to focus on our communities first. And I'm just like, well,
that's cool, Wiz.
But what's that right now?
Was that Wiz or Wayne?
That was Wiz.
Oh,
I think Wayne said something similar also to that.
I don't know if that tweet is still up. He might have tried to get rid of that as quick as possible, but I saw it.
That sounds like also like something very Shamikish.
I saw that too.
Yeah, when
I was just like, yo, I hope you never get cast in anything I watch, because I'd like to continue watching the things I watch.
That's then you got to stop. You can't come back to Wu-Tang next season.
Gone. Bro, Drew Brees made me realize I need to stop watching football.
Oh, I was way ahead of you.
I gave up.
I was still on it even through the Colin Kaepernick thing because I was like, I love this shit so much.
For them, for Roger Goodell to come out and say we were wrong. That's what it took?
No shit.
That's what it took?
I don't believe that, though.
I don't believe that either.
I don't believe it either.
I wouldn't believe it until you apologize to Colin Kaepernick.
But that's what it took.
I need a long paragraph saying, Colin, I apologize.
You got to rip up that NDA.
We'd let you play with him. Like, nah, dog.
You got to rip up that NDA.
Whole sport is clipped.
That.
Like, I'm not losing anything by not watching football. I'm good.
Yeah.
As a Falcons fan, I was pretty happy with Drew Brees. I was like, yeah, keep talking. Keep talking.
As a Falcons fan, you should start watching football too.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't been doing shit for the last 3 years, so I'm good.
Last memorable thing you did was lose to my team. That's it.
There you go.
That's what they do best.
No, the last memorable thing the Falcons did was come up with those FUBU jerseys.
I'm not buying not one of them.
Wow.
Not one.
I might buy a FUBU jersey. I might buy a Mike Jones FUBU jersey.
Mike Jones?
Jersey? Yeah.
There probably is a player in the Falcons named Mike Jones.
Yeah.
The fact that he just came up with a random name is hilarious to me.
Yeah, there was just a.
Were you thinking of Julio?
No, I know Julio Jones.
Oh,
Mike Jones.
That's my guy, by the way.
That's his cousin. Mike Jones.
That's his cousin.
Who? Mike Jones.
Anybody ever look into them? They're related?
Imagine Mike Jones' jersey number is just the phone number one across the whole back.
you think I'm just a wild number?
881-284-80. What was it?
84004.
I'm mad y'all niggas remember that.
I'm mad you just asked if anyone looked up if they're related.
like
you think
that's
I'm just Googling
that's at the top of my docket.
Yeah.
Check if Mike Jones and
how many Joneses are related to
both from Atlanta?
What about Junie B. Jones?
Mike Jones is not from Atlanta, my friend.
Oh, that's from Houston, my bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo, get Lou out of here. Get him out of here. Get him off my screen.
I'm canceled because of the wrong city, nigga. Damn.
Yeah, you canceled.
Niggas getting canceled quick out here, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, it don't take much.
Yo, are we canceling Candace Jones?
Candace Owens.
Oh, you see, you got me saying Jones.
Is she related also?
Candace Owens. Are we canceling her? Can we cancel her, please?
She's been, I'm telling you, James, she's been gone for a very long time.
I didn't know who she was until I listened to that 14-minute. I don't know how I made it to 14 minutes.
She's been on the wrong side.
I still don't know who she is, but I'm happily canceling.
The quotables were crazy. Like, can I read the quotables?
Yeah, give us some quotables, son.
She said, racially. Well, she started off by saying, I don't support George Floyd. Like she said,
then you're done. We have nothing else to talk about.
She said, I refuse to champion him as a hero. He wasn't a hero. He was a criminal. She read his whole rap sheet. She said, that doesn't mean that he deserves to die, but he's not a martyr for the black community, so I refuse to.
Just say, this isn't about George Floyd. Him and all of the other recent ones are the catalyst for this, but it's not entirely about one individual.
That's what people don't tend to understand. Like, people just think it's literally about him. Yeah, he's it's most recent and it's a big part, but that's literally, it's way bigger.
She said, stop painting him as a hero, and she refused this democratic narrative. That's what she said. Like
this democratic narrative.
You know how many civil rights leaders had criminal records due to the corrupt system that we're currently under?
Shout out Malcolm.
You know how many people have criminal records due to bullshit because of the cops?
Yeah,
right? That's part of why people are protesting.
Yo, she sat there, read the whole thing, and she also said here's some of the highlights, the lowlights of what she said. She said, racially, huh?
Oh, and I was about to say, how come she didn't read the cops' rap sheet too? Because he got one too.
She didn't read that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pardon me, sir. What? Excuse me.
Yeah.
She said
your connection.
She said racially motivated police brutality is a myth.
That's
a full stupid bitch.
She said I'll be damned if the rest of us upstanding black citizens have to suffer because of this incident that rarely ever happens in America.
Yes, stupid bitch.
You have
rarely.
You have a 25% chance of a violent white criminal dying at the hands of police officers than
stupid bitch.
do as a black criminal. She said, "Don't say police are only coming around because we are black." And one of the other lowlights was, this entire narrative is complete smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, stupid.
It's all made up. It's election fodder. It's white versus black because it's an election year, not because Americans are suffering at the hands of police officers more than white Americans.
Yeah, stupid bitch. Also, it's not even white versus black. It's just the people versus crooked cops.
It's the people versus oppression.
Shitty system.
It's the people versus white supremacy,
like racism. We can't keep acting like black cops aren't also out here doing the same bullshit. It's just the police in general.
Yeah,
it's not a white versus black. It's the cops versus black people. But we can also add in white people and anyone else because cops just do fucked up shit in general. This whole week has been me explaining to people like black people are out here fighting for black people. When you join us, you don't have to fight for us. You could just fight for your fucking self because cops are gonna do fucked up shit to people.
Yeah.
We're just focusing on the fact that it predominantly happens to us. So if you don't want to fight for us, you could just fight for yourself and just understand like if it affects us, it still affects you. In several ways, and I really don't need to explain that shit to you.
That's why I don't understand how somebody like that can have like yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, but how as a young black person in America or a young black woman, young black 31-year-old woman, how can you have that stance?
Yo, James took mad notes, and I love this.
Oh, I love Nose James. My man
James noted age.
You went on the Wikipedia hard.
Yeah, I was.
Hey, you got to clear your history of all that coonery after you're done.
I know, I do. I do.
I do.
You know how hard you had to fuck up for James to look into your past?
90% of the time, you don't give a fuck.
Yo, the thing is, and here's the thing about the past. She said that, like, so she's basically saying that racism is a myth. But when she was 17 years old, there was a situation in high school where she was sent death threats, racist death threats, through way of voicemail. That was 2 minutes long, and it ended up being the 14-year-old son of the mayor of I think she's from North Carolina. So it was the mayor of like, but it doesn't exist. It doesn't.
You know what? She's smart enough to know that it exists. But what I was telling one of my friends, she's smart enough to know what exists. She knows exactly what she's saying. She knows exactly how she's saying it. I think she has a great deal of trauma, and she's using that trauma to try to appeal to the other side because she feels like if she sides with the other side, she'll be safe.
Oh, she's fully.
Hey,
she's fully.
You know what?
That
I hear you. Like, I feel that and everything. Get the fuck out of here.
She's fully there. She's done a lot of work with Trump, like creating that I know like that Blexit program. Like so many different things. And
she was at the Revolt Summit last thing, and she was speaking. She was on a couple of panels that I saw next to T.I. and Killer Mike.
She might have fed T.I. the Wakanda line.
No, that video came out. Remember? I think it was like last summer where T.I. like kind of like said to her face, he was like, "Oh, what year are you talking about where America was great? What period was it great for us?" That was like a Shade Room clip that came up. But I watched that whole summer. She knows what she's saying. She's just
you know it's unsettling. Like, and then she had like the commentaries like when the Ahmaud Arbery stuff was happening, talking about that he wasn't just a jogger. Like he was a trespasser or whatever. But then she always says, but then she always says, like with these situations, she always says, but they didn't deserve to die. But you're saying that he wasn't just a jogger. So that means like, there's a possibility that he should have died.
She's basically saying they don't deserve to die, but that's what she's saying.
But it's always a but. That's the thing. And it's like, I don't know. When I look at stuff like, when I look at people like that making commentary and then like you look at who they're married to and they're married to a white guy.
I don't think
it doesn't sit. It does. Huh?
Is she dating anybody?
No, she's married to a white guy.
She's married to a white guy?
Yeah.
Listen, James did his research.
I did.
You just gotta run with him, bro.
You got certificates.
So it kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes me feel some type of way. And then
Black
she was
conservatives make me feel some type of way.
And here's another thing, like I hate to see anybody talking bad about black people no matter what. But then I hate to see black people talking bad about black people to a white person. I seen her on a show talking with I forgot his name, but they were
Carlton Banks.
Huh?
Carlton Banks.
No, it was. It was with a white guy.
That's the second time you throwing a random name out, bro. We gotta be more careful about the random names.
I see what you did there, Chris. I see what you did there.
I got HBO Max. I've been binging Fresh Prince.
I see what you did there.
Still?
It's mad seasons. The first season had like, you know what? Right before we get back to that, let me tell you something about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I've never watched it in order. I've seen every single episode.
Yeah, me neither.
1,200 times. I've never seen it in chronological order, and it kind of makes more sense. You know how they were saying how the sets kind of just changed out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, it didn't. It went from the season finale of season 1 to the first episode of season 2. And then I think the second or I think it's the first episode of season 1 is when Will and his girlfriend gets trapped in the basement, stuck in a basement.
Oh yeah.
That whole episode.
With Tisha Campbell, right?
Yeah, with Tisha Campbell.
Yeah.
Vivian is talking about how she can't keep up with all of these improvements that they've made on the house. Like how she has like a rotating dress rack that's like out of control. Mm-hmm. So they low-key addressed it. They didn't like in your face say, hey, ever since we did these home improvements, right? Like, but they low-key addressed it.
I guess the only thing they really did that with where it was like kind of like was when they switched Aunt Viv's and because I think when they did that they was like, oh, you look a little different, Aunt Viv. Like that was like
that was about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was when Jazz went up to her. Yeah, that's when Jazz went up to her and was
Viv
like,
had no sauce.
None. But still good episodes, but whatever.
Yeah, but
apparently
that whole character.
Janet Hubert don't fuck with none of them.
Nah, still to this day.
Like, to this day, she don't mess with none of them. Not a one. And
look at them checks though.
I'll say that
not as much as she should have.
I think I'll say that to like the rest of their characters. They'll still say, you know what, she was great, blah blah blah. I know there's bad blood there, but the rest of them won't say too much about her, but she'll let them clips fly. She'll be like, yo, fuck Will, blah blah blah, he's a bitch, I don't like him, all these different types of things. But what were you saying, James?
To me, and I can just count my money while people talk shit about me.
Yeah, word. What were you saying about Candace Owens?
It's just like it's disappointing.
It's upsetting.
It's just really disappointing because it's like, why? What caused you to feel this way? Like, what happened to you that caused? Yeah. Like, what did a black person do to you that made you feel that?
Great question.
You know,
it's there's like this thing because I remember going to like elementary school and getting bullied for being like light skinned. They used to call me like a white Jamaican, and then like growing up around like where we're from, if you were called white, that's an insult. Like just like you wasn't part of the clique. Like you wasn't cool, you wasn't thing, because everything that we saw as kids, anything white was like a parody. It was goofy. Like again, you look at Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Kellogg was a dork. Like he was.
Was it Kellogg Lieberbaum?
Yeah, like he wasn't cool. So things like that was an insult. So if you don't know how to properly process all of that stuff, especially kids can be ruthless. They'll talk about like your hair, your skin, anything. They're just blunt with it, and they'll go full force, not knowing like the weight of their words. So it could have started as early as that, and then you mix that in with the death threats. It's just like untapped, undealt with like trauma, and she just ran with it and turned that trauma into a career. And it just so happens that the career is based on being like anti-black for the most part. or just like very right-wing damaging rhetoric that hurts the very people she comes from. And that's all I got. But it's like even in that, like, she's a dickhead. I don't know what else to say.
Now we get to the real shit.
Like, and you know what? Like this last 2 weeks has taught me, because I haven't been the wokest person in my life, but like
I haven't
just people coming out, like, I guess watching like the togetherness and all that stuff. Like, I've never been ashamed to be Black whatsoever, but now it's just like, with everyone coming out, being together and fighting against the shitty thing, and seeing how, me just being who I am is upsetting people. It's like, I'm about to turn it up on you motherfuckers. I've never used so many brown tones in my life together. I know all of the Browns. Like, meet the Browns, that's me. I met the Browns, all of them.
Every Brown Pantone flipboard.
Yo, all of them. Yo, if you look at my search history, it's gonna be nothing but like
super brown,
black, beautiful, brown, melanin, proud,
ebony.
Okay, listen,
you gonna be like Jay-Z stepping into the
let
wood.
me tell you,
like, this isn't brown. This is ebony 5. Thank you.
That's a suit you coming with.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that brown look good on my skin. The kind of like it mixed well.
It make you look naked.
Look like a Reese's.
Maybe look like a Reese's Pieces.
No, James.
Put the dark brown over the light brown. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Chris gonna be the only nigga putting up with an off brown.
Off brown.
Son, that shit gonna be hard.
I am off brown. That's all beige is off brown.
Oh shit! You gonna keep it Two Virgils? You gonna keep it Two Virgils?
Niggas, what shade of brown is that? This is organic farm raised eggshell.
Yeah.
Y'all all know the brown I'm talking about.
It's a light soy. It's a light soy.
A light soy.
That shirt gonna run you a Virgil.
The only shirt. The only Virgil I acknowledge is Virgil Hawkins. That's
I don't
it.
even know what the fuck that is.
That's Static Shock. That's it.
Right, brown on my brown.
Right.
That's how you know I don't know shit about comics.
Oh man, that like it's been it's been so much pro Black shit that I've been creating and coming out of this, man. It's like, yo, how could you not love it? I've been having more conversations like with my girlfriend and getting, because like she's Afro-Latina, she's Peruvian and she's Haitian, but like she grew mostly like Peruvian, but she's closer to like her mother's side, who's the Haitian side. So it's like, yo, I understand coming from like that, like those dual cultures and stuff like that. So like now we have more conversations about that stuff, and it's great. I love all of the conversation. I have more talks with my parents about it. It's dope. I'm loving all of this shit. Yeah. Like if I had to take anything, like obviously, like I wouldn't say, yo, it's worth the riot, like the shit that's going on outside. But I don't know, Black Renaissance. I guess I don't like.
Yeah.
Like personally, yeah.
I'm at a point now where I wasn't the biggest fan of tipping before, but I did it because I understand how the world is set up, and it may suck, but I mean, you do what you got to do. But I'm only tipping Black people from here on out.
Okay.
I'm going to add the tips that I would have given to a white person to the tip that I give to a Black person.
Okay.
I'm just keeping track
of it.
That.
Okay.
Or he's just gonna request a black waiter or waitress.
Yeah, I thought about that too. If I see him and I'm just like, yo, let me just get that waiter.
Hey, listen.
Don't do that with me, because if a white person spit my food, we gotta fight the whole restaurant. Like,
Chris, I'm the only person you know that would be down to fight the whole restaurant.
Yeah,
with
but
you.
sometimes
I don't also don't count me out.
Might be down,
Let
so
me
like
finish my
call
meal
him
first at least.
Yeah.
Let me get my carbs in.
If I see
that's the one time when Lewis would be like, yo, I know Black or Dominican. I don't know what no person is. Yeah, see how we roped Lewis in? He's with it too now.
If I see all y'all getting into it, I'm like, you know what? I could.
But you know what? Marcel would be the type to ask for the black waiter at like a white pizzeria. I'm like, where's
that's the reason why I'm asking.
Yeah,
that's right.
Bro, seeing Marcel sit down at a pizzeria is wild.
He's seeing anyone sit down at a pizzeria is wild.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, take your ass home.
And asking for a waiter. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, homie just tossed the dough. Like, he's just gonna bring it to you, bro. Like,
throw the
that
pizza
kind of
at your
establishment.
Oh, black waiter.
I saw this meme.
Niggas just hire you.
Can you tell? Damn it! I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but
Probably.
who is this?
Arkham Knight.
Okay, so
I couldn't see shit. I got us in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, I thought that shit blurry as a motherfucker.
So there's Arkham Knight, Bane, Joker, and Killmonger, and it says just know they were all right. What does that mean? Because I'm assuming it has something to like people trying to tie it into what's going on.
Wait, who is it? You said Bane, Arkham Knight,
and Killmonger.
Killmonger. And Joker. Not necessarily.
Oh, and Joker?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah,
Bane,
not necessarily.
Killmonger, I can 100% get behind.
Yeah.
So what are they trying to like get across? Because somebody was trying to tie it into what's going on now.
I would assume that the correlation between all of them are just like they're all characters that are anti-establishment.
Yeah.
Like they're all very like overthrow.
Chaos,
like the government or such and such.
Yeah.
The
chaos
Joker's whole
gets
thing
results.
Joker's thing was just strictly chaos, so they don't really understand that character.
The person that posted it was like, "Nah, Joker was wilding though." Like, yeah, but I guess with the other three, he agreed. I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah, he was like he beat the shit out of a kid with a crowbar. Like and laughed while doing it.
Like I stand behind Bane because Bane's just like, yo, our power structures currently are bullshit. We need new ones. And I'm like, yeah.
Who's like, I like this guy.
That's my guy. Yeah, that's the only thing. Like
Killmonger was like
fighting people all naked.
Killmonger was like, yo, black people have been oppressed all my life. Yeah. We finally we have the resources. I know they exist. Give me those resources to help our people.
In a very violent manner. And you already know my stance here.
Right. So
Foolmonger.
I'm just like, yes. More violent.
And then Arkham Knight really doesn't fit in that either because he was just
anti-Batman.
He was mad at Batman for not killing a Joker for killing him. Arkham Knight is Jason Todd. Yeah,
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't
know. I just saw it, and I was like,
white person made that.
A white person made 1,000%. 1,000%.
What else is on the docket?
Hey, I want to ask y'all real quick. How do you feel about like a lot of people are saying defund the police? How do you feel about like a lot of people say that and want them to completely get rid of the police?
Nope.
Yeah, I had to do that.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one that's just like, that's a terrible idea.
That's one of the worst ideas ever.
Asking for complete chaos.
Because also I know New York. Yeah. Let's not do that.
Also, I know human beings.
Yeah. No, but like, that could work on like small town Kansas. You could get rid of the police.
No. Small town Kansas.
No, because they say the whole thing about that is if you get rid of the police, they said you replace it with community watch and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, so you're going to get rid of all the cops, take away their badges. Now they're part of the community. And now they're just going to join the community watch. We're right back where we started. And now we don't have any laws or force to like, it is too much. I think like right now with all the chaos going on, people have made two sides and they want to get rid of the one side and thinking that our side is just going to like take over and reconstruct.
It's kind of been like how politics is in general. It's like either you're on this side or you're on that side, and like nothing ever gets accomplished without understanding what the other side represents, because the two differing opinions can combine into one thing that actually fucking works.
Yeah, we can definitely defund them. Like for instance, like
they have way too much money going into
they
the
really
police.
need to be defunded.
These niggas really pulled up in comic book armor, and I'm just like, bro, where do I get a set?
Yeah.
Bro, driving home today from New York, it was just like I saw like a whole highway of just like armored police cars. Like for what?
I've been driving through police checkpoints every night, and I'm just like, there's armored niggas looking in my car, like, tell me where you're going, Negro. And I'm like, bro, like I'm going to work. Like, tone that down. Why are there 17 dudes with assault rifles and flashlights to look in my car? Like, what's going on?
You see how fast, like, stuff like this doesn't happen every day, right? But you see how well equipped every officer was, like, on, I guess, the front lines. If you
see how over-equipped every officer was.
Yeah.
These dudes have more armor than our military goes into actual fucking like war zones with,
and they're going into peaceful protests, like peaceful. Like, there's no weapons there, fam.
The whole dudes that at most have a rock, not Dwayne Johnson, or more threatening than the rocks that they have,
or the bricks that they've been like placing strategically.
Yeah, they have the bricks that you gave us.
How much money did they spend on those bricks? How much?
I don't think bricks cost that much.
I've been to Home Depot.
Nah, I mean, they was buying pallets though. So
yeah. I could be
wrong.
Unless I don't know.
Unless the company was donating the bricks.
I'm actually going to Google how much a brick costs.
Don't ask
Virgil. Get the wrong brick.
Oh man. Well, if you ask Virgil, it's $50.
That's 30. Oh.
You better ask Conway.
Virgil bricks.
But what did y'all think about the videos that's been coming out of like officers like breaking up their own vehicles and like placing the bricks strategically there?
Man.
Like
it's strategic warfare.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's right
it's for the media.
That's wild.
There's an agenda that they have to keep up. It's really not. Like we can't be surprised.
No, I mean,
by this.
we're not surprised, but in the grand scheme of things, it's fucking wild.
Like it's nuts, but it's regular.
You know what it is? It's you're going to extreme lengths, not to say that you were wrong, not to say that you have a problem within your own system. It's weird. I was listening to another podcast earlier this week or like last week, and this guy, he said, my buddy's a cop, and he says, the number one rule that cops have is that you don't let another cop die, is that you look out for the cops. Yeah. When it should be, you look out and protect the people. So when you pull up to the scene, you're already in a mindset where it's like, and yes, like if you're a cop, you should watch your partner six and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I think it's so ingrained into them that it's like, you're already looking out for the person next to you instead of trying to assess and handle the situation in front of you. So you take that mindset mixed in with racism and all these other factors, and you're going to get a giant clusterfuck of a system, especially with the more cops and larger numbers that you have. It's hard to keep track. Like you see the bullshit they're doing right now in New York where they're putting the little bands over their badges to block out their names and stuff like that.
But it's really just to cover your badge number.
Yeah, and I'm like, that is wildly illegal. But is anyone doing anything about it?
There's also a lot of shit happening behind the scenes where the government is currently trying to get rid of our First Amendment rights to monitor government organizations like the police force. Like in Tucson, Arizona, they're attempting to get rid. Huh?
I think it's Fourth Amendment.
All right, whatever.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, whatever.
It don't matter. The whole Constitution is bullshit. One of them amendments. It's not the fifth one or the second.
One of them.
But anyway, they're trying to get rid of one of our amendments where we get to monitor the government. And in Tucson, they're like putting this act together where the cops will be able to arrest you for recording the cops.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a big no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And there's just a lot of shit happening where they're using this to get other things to go through. Right. So that's why they're like, oh, look at them wilding out. They're rioting and they're doing this, and we're going to edit all of the media footage so that people can get behind this, because the vast majority of America isn't on Twitter or like social media, like the people that they say go out and actually vote to pass bills and shit,
right?
Or vote for congressmen to get bills
crazy.
passed. So again, like I always say, if you don't vote for president, cool, because the electoral college is some bullshit that don't even make sense to me. But vocal for your local community leaders. Those small elections really fucking matter.
They do.
Damn. Yeah. Damn. What was I gonna say about what were we talking about before we got into that? Oh, when he was talking about. No, he was talking about how do we feel about like defunding the police and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Definitely defund and put those resources elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like
healthcare, son.
Healthcare.
Like people have been putting up like those direct comparisons to how much money they spend on the Superman armor that these niggas are wearing.
Yeah.
In comparison to like the $15 gowns. And it's just like, yo, you put so much money into like maybe one day people will have assault rifles and want to shoot at cops instead of like tomorrow someone's going to get sick and they're going to need medical supplies.
But even when you really think about it, like when you go into the grander scheme of things, it's always been like that, where like things have been put into place for war purposes or battle purposes, where like look at how much money is spent alone in bombs.
Yeah, right.
Like $200-400 million in bombs alone.
Country run.
So it's like
that's chill there.
That's just gonna chill there, and after a while, because it's been chilling so long, they got to drop it somewhere. So they drop it on a place that is like deserted or something like that.
Just to remind people, yo, we got this.
We got this.
Yeah.
Or
it's like,
we don't want it to go to waste.
That's like your homie with the strap that just like lets everyone know, like, yo, I got the strap. They don't really want to fight anybody.
Yeah, this shit's mad dusty.
And then you finally see it, and it's a pea shooter.
Yeah, and you look at things like in DC,
22.
Yeah,
nigga got no respect on the block.
You look at the shit in DC where they painted the Black Lives Matter along the street, and they renamed the sign, so now it's like Black Lives Matter, like Plaza.
Yeah, it's Plaza,
which is like right in front of the White House.
Dope, right?
Dope as hell.
But I'm like, yo, how much money did you spend on that? Like, you want to do that right now? Like, you want to do that this instant?
Yeah. I thought both, and I was like, that's cool, but what we're actually asking for is
exactly.
We're not asking for a street, son. Like
that was like the goal.
We don't need a boulevard.
Yeah, I was like, I'll take it, but because someone made a great point. It's like, yeah, you guys did that. That's cool. But that doesn't really change much. You go to any what is it, Martin Luther King Boulevard, and tell me the state of that boulevard.
Yo, Martin Luther King Boulevard anywhere
like
that I've ever seen it is
anywhere.
The worst boulevard.
A Tribe Called Quest Boulevard.
The hood.
Yeah, it's weird,
and they also never get rid of the original street sign whenever they do that. It doesn't actually change shit. It's just like, here's like
added up there,
some cosmetic thing to make you feel like something happened. No.
Right.
What we really want is,
and that's why you got to keep that's why you got to keep the pressure on them, because you know what, 10-15 years from now or whatever new generation that tries to like get crazy, they're gonna look at that and they're gonna remember, because it's in big ass yellow letters. There's like, yo, before you wild out, remember. You piece of shit.
They're not going to repaint Black Lives Matter over the street over the years.
Yeah.
35 cars go by and it's just,
it's over.
It's not going to do.
Black Lives Matter.
Black
Lives Matter. It's like, what? But it's also like one of those things where it's like the mayor, I feel like in a way kind of used that to like, appease the people, because I just heard that he gave the police department another 19 million. So it's like, bro.
Yeah.
What?
You want to think about something crazy, right?
I want to be happy.
Just for us.
You're in the wrong place then.
You look at New York City and you see how well the police are funded, and you all of us know how much fuck shit they get up to. It's happened to us. You look at that, and then you think about the fact that our city is synonymous with stinking because we have so much garbage. Think about how much money they have there that could have been put towards the Department of Sanitation so that we could be like the Department of Sanitation in any other fucking city in America.
Yo,
where the joints where
they got the little claws that
comes down and picks up the dumpsters and shit. Man. Yeah, imagine.
Yeah, because if you
but
think
now
about
we
it,
give all that money to our cops.
Like, what do the police really need assault rifles for in tanks? Like, they're using them now for no reason. But like, any other time but now, they don't. That shit's just sitting there.
The niggas that you are afraid of that have guns, most of those shits jam anyway, bro. Like, what are you afraid of?
My aunt's out in Tampa, and she said the other day that they released a bunch of the tanks, and they're just like rolling down the street now. And I'm like, yo, dog, are we in like Russia? Like, what the fuck is happening?
We live in a police state currently.
I looked up the dirtiest cities in U.S. by population density, and New York City's number one.
Damn. Yeah. All right. What's number 2? Is Pittsburgh on there?
What do you have against Pittsburgh? Like, where did this come from?
This is top 5.
Anytime I think of Pittsburgh, I just think of like giant factories. Like they're like one of the places that still have like these giant factories with the little smog that comes up at the top.
Okay.
Pittsburgh is not on here.
Yeah, you know what? Be pretty high in pollution though.
Yeah, I'm wrong about a lot of things. It just happens to be one of them.
But so number 2 is Los Angeles. Number 3 is a tie with Chicago for litter and Houston for pests. Number 4.
Wait, what's pests? Like possums,
rodents, and all that. Yeah.
Oh,
are they counting like raccoons and possums? Because like,
yeah, probably.
Armadillo.
Like rats and mice.
Yeah, like I would just count rats and roaches as pests. But
I got number 4. Number 4 is Philadelphia for litter, and Miami for pests, and 5 is San Francisco for litter. And
Miami pests are different.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's a crocodile.
It's just coked up.
You just know all the crocodiles got on floral print T-shirts going like "Papi." What you mean?
Cuban ass crocodile.
Yeah, I was about to say all those pests are white passing Cubans.
On that note, I'll be back.
Wait, hold on. One more Ritz before we start. Hold on.
Okay, hold on.
Get your Ritz on, man.
I don't have much else, honestly.
What else is on the docket? We covered that.
Oh no, but we got to end on some positive shit.
I'm going to do a goddamn thing.
That too.
Angry Chris. All month long.
Hey, y'all seen that video of Shorty getting kidnapped by the niggas impersonating cops?
Nope.
Excuse me?
Nope.
The white supremacist is wilding, bro.
God damn.
I didn't see
like
that.
I said, man. I was telling Chris, I got to get a strap. We all got to get guns.
Oh yeah, my pops is applying. He said.
Is he? I'm thinking about it too.
How is New York law?
Well, you thinking about it. I've been looking into it.
You have to apply. There's like a 4-month wait, and then if you're a homeowner, a business owner, you have to have a clean ass record. It's
a long process.
The process is very daunting in New York. Yeah. It's a lot easier if you live in Long Island.
Yeah.
So I technically live in Long Island.
Yeah, I think Nassau County is where Rosedale lands, so you might be in a better position.
Does it really?
I think, but I'm not sure.
I've
seen Rosedale pop up as a lot of different places, like when people receive mail. Like Jamaica. Yeah.
It pops up. It depends on what part of Rosedale.
Because so I don't know.
Because if somebody calls the cops on like our block, NYPD shows up.
NYPD shows up?
Not Nassau County. But if I go to the Key Food, that's a couple blocks away from my house. That's still in Rosedale.
I remember
that's
this.
not in town. Then Nassau shows up.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like, if I
because down the block is like Inwood or something, or Cedarhurst, one of those.
If I apply for one in Long Island and I get it, like I'm back and forth, so I can't really travel with it, right? That's not in New York. No. You can't travel with it, right?
No.
If you were to apply for it, you'd be better off applying for the one where you keep in your home.
Yeah.
There's like the concealed carry license that you could apply for because New York is in an open carry state. At least I don't think New York City counts. I'm not sure about upstate, but you can at least get the concealed carry.
I don't think upstate is either.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think upstate you only get away with like hunting rifles, and you have to like have like a hunting permit. Yeah,
all that.
Yeah. No matter where you are in New York, you can't have a gun on your person. Especially if you look.
There was pictures of people at the protest with guns on them.
Yep.
Different rules for different fools, man.
And if you do have it, with you, the ammo got to be in one box. The gun got to be in one box.
Yeah, and the two got to be separate. If you shoot someone that tried to break into your home, you have to drag them onto your property if they escape in order to legally be okay to shoot them.
Jesus. Damn, that footage be wild as hell.
When we get off the block and you dragging the body,
I'm over here dragging.
Like, yo, I shot him right here. I shot him right
there. Don't mind the blood drive.
Hit him with the
clean it up, blood down your whole block.
The power hose
before the cops come.
I'm over here removing my camera system.
Yeah, right. Yo, fuck my home security and shit out of here.
What's it called? That's one thing that I got pissed, like, because we got cameras on the house, and I'm like, what the fuck this gonna do? All it's gonna show me is I'm getting robbed. Like, I get, like, someone is, like, people used to steal my mail, and I'm like, great, I get to see the kid put his hood up and pull the drawstrings and steal my mail. Now I'm twice as mad because I'm seeing him steal my Black Panther watch.
This nigga wants cameras with guns.
Yeah, like, See, now you thinking.
Why y'all laughing?
Yeah, I don't.
Nigga better go to Acme and find that.
Terry McGinnis got
dynamite.
I'm just trying
to catch Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, where I'm gonna just buy a coyote.
Wiley niggas.
Wow. Drum fool, ladies and gentlemen.
It's been episode 91 of the podcast. Wow. That shit got me tight. Is there anything else?
There's a lot of things. What do we want to talk about? There's a lot of things.
Louis, don't sass him now.
I'm just saying, man. Dominicans out here wilding. There's a lot of shit to talk about.
Yo, Louis, talk to your peeps, man.
I've been trying to.
Your peeps getting crazy, bro.
Hey, yo. Dykeman's canceled.
Yo, you know what's funny? I went to everyone that I know that's Dominican. I just went to their social media, like, let me see what these niggas are saying right now.
Yo, I was the first one he hit up. What Lou say?
You already off that list. I know your stance. You and my barber on the other side. Y'all good. Yeah. But if you Dominican,
I thought he was Puerto Rican.
No, nigga, he's Dominican.
Damn it! I keep messing that up. He's a Mets fan. I think that's why.
I mean, they both do fall under that umbrella. That is true.
My Venn diagram's fucked up.
Like
Queens,
I know
Queens that you like the Mets.
If you ain't post that shit about the boat, I don't fuck with you no more.
Yo, all my girlfriend's friends know their history. I was like, all right, y'all good.
Yo, they were all on that list, and I was like, I fucks with y'all. Y'all the greatest. Y'all real niggas.
Yeah, they going hard. I was like, all right, I bangs with y'all.
Let's get it.
I salute you. Yeah, I'm proud of them.
Y'all saw the Dominican dude that was in the car, and he was like
drooling. He was
drooling, bro.
Bro, he needed some milk.
He was like,
he needs some milk.
You monkey bastards! I know. I was like, whoa.
I was like, fam, you look just like James. Get the fuck out of here.
I was like, matter of fact, someone text James. See what he's doing.
I was like, can somebody get my cousin out of here?
Yeah, word.
Yo, that shit one nigga. He was just like Dominicans have mirrors. The fuck do you think you see when you look in the mirror, nigga?
Hey, but let me tell
one
you
nigga
something.
I saw said, like, yo, Dominicans are different because, like, the boats went to the other side. Like, it's not the same.
It's not the same, Papa?
They went over here. We came over here.
Yeah. Yo, listen,
I was like, yo, you go over there.
When I went to DR, man, this guy, he said, this Dominican dude, he said to me, he said, oh, what are you? I said, I'm Haitian. He said, oh, you didn't look Haitian. He said, you too handsome to be Haitian.
I remember you said that. Yeah.
I had my fist balled up, right?
Yeah. Cocked and loaded.
In that moment, I was going to knock his teeth out, but then I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I'm not in my country. I'm not close to America. Ain't nobody gonna come save me. So you know what? I'll just
chill out. I like that whole decision-making process when I'm in a state of rage. So yeah, I hope nothing like that ever happens to me.
Yeah.
With me, I can attest to like growing up Dominican, like, especially like in a Spanish neighborhood like this. Like growing up Dominican in this city, it was completely Spanish. All different types, every type of Spanish is in here. South American, Caribbean, like every type. And
wait, is the correct term Latin?
Latin, Caribbean, Hispanic, whatever you want to call it. We all speak Spanish, and we're all from different places. Obviously, the Dominicans, we were all treated, darker. We were all the black people of this neighborhood, I guess, right? But there was always a divide between us, and since we're right next to Jersey City was the black town, so that's where all the blacks were. And I grew up with that mentality. It was like, I'm Spanish. And then when I went to college, like I went to Rutgers in Newark, and it was just all black people, and they like accepted me, and they were all cool, like, oh shit, these are my peoples. So like, I guess I had that different experience, unlike somebody who just literally just grew up around Spanish people.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's really not that hard to understand. Like you pull up the charts, you pull up the simple memes, you pull up that boat meme. I don't know why. Like I guess like the ignorance is just so deep rooted, especially when some of y'all look like Big Papi Ortiz. Like it don't make no type of sense.
Well, our people were brainwashed, but it's still, I don't want to make that as an excuse, but our people were brainwashed by an evil dictator, but it's like, that shouldn't, like, you should know.
I didn't learn any of that until this week.
Right.
Yeah.
Evil dictator who was half Haitian.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
who hated Haitians.
Who hated Haitians. He hated his moms. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I had to explain to like one of my girl's friends. I was like, oh yeah, this dude, I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
Trujillo.
Truly, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Truly. You have to continue to call him Truly throughout this story.
Yeah. This nigga sipped so many Trulies. It changed his shirt color.
That got us
crushed the cans afterwards.
That shirt was white at first.
What's this nigga's first name? Julio Truly?
Julio Truly.
Related to Jones?
It's related to Jones.
Julie Jones.
Yeah, where it's just like, yo, he's half Haitian. He hated his moms. And I had to explain to like one of my girl's friends. I was like, yo, there's people out there whose whole ideals and stuff like that just comes from self-hatred. And they'll just grow up and they'll continue to like preach that. And you look at Candace Owens, like we were just talking earlier, will continue to preach that and pass that on and not really tell you where that's coming from. It's not that you never hear someone come up and say, yo, I hate this person, blah, 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 because I hate my mom, or I hate my dad, or I hate my brother or my sister, stuff like that. And
niggas always leave out that last part.
They always leave out the root of the problem. Yeah, they just tell you, they'll come up with every other excuse other than the root problem. But yeah, he was able to pass that on. And now
generations upon generations.
Yeah, generations upon generations of
just self-hate
people that want to say nigga but don't want to be a
the
nigga.
Crazy part to me is just like, if you've spent your whole life believing something, how have you at no point in time stopped and just like thought about that for a second?
Man, like, I had to figure out,
how do you not know why you feel that way? And you're just like, no, it's just like, that's just the way it is.
A lot of people are shit, man.
It's easier to just keep on. It's easier and less stressful, or it takes less energy to just keep on going, believing what you're believing, than it does to like look some stuff up. I've looked some stuff up and I found some old dusty books and I was like, nah, click. And then I was like, I'm gonna wait for the Audible, or I'm gonna wait.
They have pictures in them.
It didn't have pictures in it. I learned a lot of Latin American history from John Leguizamo's last stand-up. That is like, and it's all facts. He had a chalkboard. He was drawing things with arrows. And I was like, boom. Like, obviously, I knew some of it before, but like in depth, like the Tainos and all that stuff and whatever. Like 7th grade, I had to look up, yo, why am I light-skinned? And then it took you down a dark rabbit hole before YouTube. Before YouTube, when you open up and go down a rabbit hole of thesauruses,
You should see my face when I find out why I have colored eyes and I'm light skinned.
Yeah, that shit is real.
You also gotta remember that, like, especially Dominicans, like, we grew up with that mentality and everything. But like, we're on that island. Like, literally, the only black people we interact with are Haitians, and we've been bred to hate them. So like, we're not interacting with like other countries and other black people. It's like, so it's hard for us to like be like, well, why is it like this? It's like, that's kind of just the way the island is. So I mean, that, like I said, I'm not making excuses, but that's just kind of like the way it is. But people really need to like open their eyes and like do their research.
I just hate it so much because like I grew up with like some of my closest peoples are Dominican that like I've known since I was like 12.
Mine were too.
It's like
emphasis on word,
and they're nothing like that. So when you see that complete opposite side, you're like, what? Yeah. Like I'm because you're not used to that. Like you used to the one who I mean, I used to that. Like when you see that, you're like, yo, it kind of like catches me off guard. Like when that dude made that comment, like it caught me all the way off guard. Like and it just it kind of like ruined my not my view on Dominicans, just like visiting DR again. Mm-hmm. Like because I had gotten
because you don't want it tenfold.
I had gotten mad comments like that. Like people were just shocked that I was Haitian. Like you know
it was normal and it was natural. Yeah,
like, yeah, it's normal for them.
But
like, they didn't think none of it.
I was mad confused because the guy that made the comment was way darker than me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why are you mad confused?
It's like
that shit that happens to me still with like my family today. Like anytime somebody like comments on like the way my daughter looks, like they'll tell me like I fixed the race. And that's kind of like fucked up. Like what are you talking about?
Nah, that's mad fucked up.
Yeah, you got to like that shit don't fly with me.
That's like something that's why it's dangerous. Like when certain like leaders or certain like somebody's like the forefather of something and they didn't have the right intentions, like that will literally stick for generations upon generations upon where it's like impossible to like remove it from
you can remove it along with some teeth.
You
like,
can.
It's very
I'm pretty proud of like my generation of Dominicans, especially the ones that are here in like the States. Like we're pretty engraved into Black culture and understand our roots.
Yeah.
And like than like our parents or like our grandparents especially. So we're I think in like the next generation or two is that should be over with.
It should yeah.
It's a lot of subtle colorism because, like I said, I used to have friends who used to just like make certain like comments, and you look at them and just see and realize how easy it was for them to say that, and then you look around. It's like, did anyone else hear that? Is it just me? Is no one else flinching? And sure enough, those are like the same Dominicans and whatnot that have been quiet through this whole thing, because
another thing that gives me annoyed with like Dominicans, especially
figured out someone that was on that list. This conversation, by the way.
Yep,
there you go.
Yeah, you did.
But one thing that annoys me a lot of like the Dominicans that say we're not black and like make that thing with like, oh, there's white Dominicans, black Dominicans. Like white Dominicans don't look like white people. Like they're white Dominicans, but if you put them next to a white person, they don't look white.
Yeah.
So your hair is coiffed to the side a little bit. You got a lot of gel, bro. Like, who cares?
Hold on,
coiffed to the side a little bit.
Who was over here like, I wish I could coif my hair.
Hey, I'm gonna show you a baby picture. My hair was coiffed, nigga.
That's.
I don't want to see this nigga's bald piece, bro.
No, hold on, nigga.
I don't know how we got there.
Pubes.
How did we get there?
I don't know about you, man. Something's got to give. Like with me, like the whole. I don't know, James.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you now. You blinked for a little bit.
You good?
You good? You good?
It just vanished.
Uh-oh. Okay,
there we go.
Okay. Yeah, the whole Dykeman situation and stuff like that. I already knew that. Again, it's not hard for me to decide not to go there because I don't go anywhere. I've been up there 3 times in my entire life, and all shitty experiences in one way or another. I got tatted up there.
That was a bad story.
Yeah, like, and after that, like, I don't have to go up there. It's also really far for me to go up there. I could find better food.
Parking is not great.
It's not great. Like, yeah, it's not at all. So it's like I don't feel like I'm losing out on anything.
Honestly,
so
that's all it takes for me. It's like, is parking good? No, I don't want to be there.
Yeah, it's
like,
cool.
Yeah.
Take more than 5 minutes for me to park. I don't want to go.
Yeah, and then if
like it's hard to park and then race. It's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, and if y'all don't want me there, I won't go there. And then there's a lot of people that are like, yo, nah, it's not like that. We'll take you in, blah, blah, blah. But if there's a giant group of people that don't want me there, maybe I won't go hang out with the people that do want me there anyway. Because then I just started like a war with my presence. Like it just seems very.
And now you can't even have fun. Now you got to be on guard.
Exactly.
Well, you always on guard, but like.
Yeah, more on guard, more anxious. Yeah, especially if I have like my girl with me and stuff like that. So it's just like, why am I gonna do it to myself? It's not worth it at that point because what you got going on, your pride and all that stuff is rooted in ignorance, and it's just stupid. But whatever. God bless them.
Like, if they not Lou, fuck them.
Y'all be safe and stuff like that because let me tell you something. Yeah,
you've been made the cut, my brother.
Because you know what? You know who's more racist than the ignorant people up there? Government agencies like ICE. And when yeah, and ICE, all ICE sees is shades of brown and coiffed hair, and they're picking you up and you throwing it away. And like that's the thing that I don't.
I'm like, sounds so funny.
Coiffed hair might be the name of the episode.
Yeah, coiffed hair. Like I felt that coming.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah,
I would hope so.
Shout out to her,
because if she didn't, I'd be highly upset.
Wow,
what's wrong with my body?
What's wrong with my body? So that's what she said. Yeah, I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, like ICE, like they don't care what Latin origins you come from. They see brown, they see hair, and you out of here, dog. So it's like, in the grand scheme of things, you should really be on our side. You help me, I help you, because technically we're for the same place. The only thing that's different is a little bit of racial mixing from another island, but and some genetic recombination.
People gotta understand. If you're not
we're
white,
all in this
if
together.
You're not white and you want to like be white, or you want to like be a part of the white community, or you want to appeal to,
it ain't gonna work, beloved.
They're never going to look at you.
Look at
like
Sammy
a white person.
Sosa. Look at him.
Real quick.
Look at him.
Why y'all want to be white? That's the only like.
Why you want to be unseasoned?
Like, understand, they have no culture. And they put dumb juice in the mayonnaise. That's why they act like that.
Whatever,
like, come on, bro.
Whatever you were born into, why would you not want to be that? That's the thing. No matter
that's
what
just cool.
You are, just be whatever you were born. That's it.
Yeah.
But to all my black peoples out there, to all my
of all shades, nationality, islands,
everybody, white people is never gonna accept you as a white person. You're not white. They're never gonna look at you as a white.
And they're
person.
never gonna be as cool as you.
They're never.
That's
what.
That's what.
Cornballs.
That's why they want you around. They want you around because you're the cool one.
And you're gonna bring.
You ever see how excited like that one white homie you got gets whenever you pop up?
Yep.
Hype.
Jamal.
Exciting things are happening now.
Jamal.
Otherwise,
you know when Jamal gets up there, Peter get hyped.
Why did Lewis just say Lewis?
What?
Did he say Lewis?
No, he said Jamal. Oh. Why isn't Lewis the black person appearing at this event?
I want to put myself out there.
Lou not even a cool black guy showing up to his
shit. I'm not. I'm the furthest thing from.
Oh man, but all right, let's get out of here.
We get all on this podcast.
We said under 2 hours. It's not under 2 hours.
It's 3 hours.
I don't know how long we're going.
It's just, but anyway.
Well, you still got other stuff to,
chop.
Yeah,
chop and screw.
Yeah,
but
I got
anyway,
like an hour to chop off.
Episode 91.
91.
As always, you guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter.
What is James doing?
Yo, 91. I got a number. I got a sports athlete. Dennis Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman again.
Yo, you always want to say Dennis Rodman.
Ron
Dennis
Artest.
the Menace.
Ron Artest.
Oh, shout out to Ron Artest.
Meta World Peace, baby.
That's we need a little bit of meta world peace right now.
Sorry, Chris. I mean.
Nah, it's all good.
Nah, we need to find
top 5 sounds of the protest
right now.
Yeah, where we need front lines. As always, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, @DuckJordan_. Yeah, like right now, I'm focusing all my attention to get in some T-shirts, hopefully some more masks soon, so I can sell those and donate more money. I want to find like different funds that I can donate to, but there's nothing wrong with the one I did find at all. I love them. I think they're doing great work, but trying to spread out this money to where it needs to go. But yeah, Lewis.
As always, you could find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lewis the Designer. It's LUIS. The best way to spell Lewis the Designer. All my Dominicans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, you're black. Accept it. All right. There's nothing you can do about it. It happens. Mexicans and South Americans, I'm not well versed in your blackness, but you're in there somewhere. But, support your brothers.
Aren't they like Taino? I don't know what that means. I'm not lying.
You got it, pimp.
Saying it for the last hour though, but
yeah, you got it.
I'll send you the John Leguizamo stand up. It's really good.
Yeah, send it.
It's mad educational.
I don't know shit about that. I'd like to learn.
Bet. James?
You can find me at JUST_Jivimens. That's JVMES.
Dope. And Marcel?
You can find me everywhere at drumfood, DRUM_FU.
Man.
I'd like to take the second to shout out Be in Good Health. It's a black-owned juice bar and salad bar in Laurelton, Queens, ran by people that I grew up with and just trying to help out the community. So, you want to go to a juice bar or salad bar, go to them. They'll treat you right.
Hey, okay, I like that.
I don't know why, but I feel like they don't. Do they peel their vegetables or they just put it in whole?
They peel.
Who's not peeling?
That's nasty.
They put the whole potato with the skins in there with just a whole head of lettuce.
That's extra nutrients.
Skin got vitamins.
Shorty behind the counter is just like, yo, it's healthier for you. You got a problem with that? Why?
That's my thought.
Hey man,
also, this slogan when you leave is, yo, you're black. Sorry that happens.
You're welcome for that one.
That's a great quote.
You're welcome.
That's a great quote.
You can follow us on Instagram too at the pod. It's Honorable Mention Podcast on Instagram. And we got a new Twitter handle. So we changed it out so you guys can find us there. It's at DHM Pod on Twitter. DTHE.
Oh, I thought D8. I'm like, what the fuck does the D stand for?
You know what it stands for.
He's nuts. All right. We'll see y'all next week, man.
Peace.
Maybe we won't. Who knows?